Before we begin today's episode, we wanted to announce that we have officially launched our Patreon, where you can find exclusive content, engage with North Coast, and get access to perks like recordings from live shows, freestyle tips and tricks, and Patreon-only episodes. Whoa, you're getting access. For top-tier patrons, we'll even have pre-order links for live events and virtual freestyle lessons. Sign me up. So visit patreon.com/North Coast Podcast and help your favorite hip-hop improv team thrive. Welcome to the North Coast Podcast, where North Coast NYC hip-hop improv comedy team does either long-form improv or speaks with some of the world's coolest creators, collaborators, and people. Today, we're going to be performing our home show for you over the podcast, where we do some long-form hip-hop improv. But before we do that, I want to introduce our squad. I am Douglas Widick.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mel Rubin.
I'm Ralf Jean-Pierre.
And I'm Dr. Brick.
And Dr. Brick just got stated as one of the top 16 beatboxers in the country at the American Beatbox Champ in Atlantic City. But he didn't have to roll the dice to learn that, because he's one of the most talented people around.
Yeah, you know.
Congrats, Dr.
Congrats.
Brick.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Tell us about that victory.
Oh man, I mean, like it was. It's been a long time coming. I mean, like I've been at this for like 6 years now, and like I've been in the battle scene for the same amount of time, and it's just nice to like have it culminate to that sort of like level, you know, like of acknowledgement, you know, because like I've been in and around, but I've never reached that height before, you know. But I've always been like the small dog in like this big dog park, and like, you know, I finally found my footing and my style, I guess. You know, it's still like a learning process, but like, you know, trying like. The fact that I'm even being acknowledged by like all these other, you know, amazing beatboxers to be at the top level in the country is really a cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, seems like it was long overdue and you've been grinding for a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Also, I don't think enough can be said about the amount of reps you put in. Like, it's really enough can't be said about that. Like, I don't know. Other people would have to, like, you get to beatbox in front of crowds and audiences, and you're coming up with your own routines, and it's just your dedication. You're always showing up. You're always ready to work. You're always...
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm running 3 miles.
I was going to say, you're looking like svelte.
Let go.
Like,
Yeah.
It's really from what you were talking about. The
walks?
Yeah, you said you started walking a lot, and that
every day.
that helped you feel. I ran first time I ran 3 miles. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
You inspired that. Thank you.
That's fantastic, though. Congratulations on getting in the grind of moving your body a lot.
Yeah. It's hard to take congratulations for anything right now, but yes, that is really that's really important to me. And like I ran when I was a little bit younger, and I didn't know if I'd ever get back into it. But I remember Mel talking about that, and I was like, okay, that seems like a path forward.
Yeah. I'm sort of starting back at where I started of like in January 2021, I started walking every day at noon on my like lunch break. I would just do 3 miles, 45 minutes. And then I did that for like 5 months, then slowly started running, and then built up to be able to do the half marathon. And then I've been running still, but like not quite as intense. And then recently I'm like, I actually really just miss walking, like doing the speed walks at lunch. So like last week I just started doing the noon walks again, just to do that like 45-minute walk. And even just for like mental health, it's just amazing to like in the middle of your workday, if anybody can.
So were you slamming down some overnight oats and then going on a 45-minute power lunch walk?
No, I would usually now I eat lunch at like 11. I work at a school, so I have an early lunch at like 11:30, and I work 2 blocks from Prospect Park. So I'll eat really quick, and then I'll just go on a 45-minute walk, and then come back, and it feels it's great.
That's
really
wonderful.
Nice. Yeah,
and it's really good for the way the food absorbs it. It blunts the glycemic hit.
Oh sure.
Walking afterwards.
I used to eat after, so I wonder which way is better.
How much?
Who knows?
How much distance can you get in 45 minutes?
3 miles. I can walk like a 15-minute mile.
So that's
It's pretty fast.
That's
speed walking, baby.
We're not talking, baby. We're walking. We're not talking,
baby.
We're walking. We're not talking, baby. We're walking. We're not talking, baby. We're
yeah, Walking makes me happy, yeah, walking makes me smile. In 45 minutes, I can walk 3 miles. That's a 0.1 more than I'm at a 5K. I be walking all time during my lunch break. I walk when I'm walking at the park. I only walk in the sun, I don't walk in the dark. I love walking with my friends or walking by myself. I'm gonna put my walking trophy up on my walking shelf.
We ain't talking, we're walking,
baby.
We ain't talking, we're walking, baby. We ain't talking, no, we're walking, baby. We ain't talking, we're walking, baby.
I am a dog. I'm on a walk.
Hey.
I'm in the green. I'm in the park. It could be daytime. It could be dark. I'm laughing. Sounds like a bark. I'm having fun. Now I'm scampering. I'm running. I'm a puppy. I love it. I love it. I'm digging. I'm in trouble. I'm out here running. I'm catching that frisbee. Oh, my owner, I love you
We
dearly.
ain't talking,
baby,
we're walking. We ain't talking, baby, we're walking. We ain't talking, baby, we're walking. We ain't talking, baby, we're walking. I don't want to talk about sports, talk about news. I want to talk about my brand new shoes. I want to be the one that I really do like. When we're walking around Prospect Park when I'm wearing my Nikes. Yeah, I really like it. You know I put the like a kettle. I'm hotter than a kettle when I'm on bipedal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I walk down the street, I feel so alive. We ain't talking, baby, we're walking. We ain't talking, baby, we're walking with Mel.
We ain't talking, baby, we're
It's an
walking.
exercise team.
We ain't
It's
talking, baby, we're
1982.
Hey!
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So both of you are getting your fitness on. That's great. I've been trying to dial in a little bit on that too.
Yeah.
Not a lot. I mean, I'm sorry, not a little. I've been trying to dial in a lot, both food and weightlifting. I watched these on Netflix. There's this thing called Untold.
I am obsessed with that.
It's
What is
It's
that?
literally the greatest. I can't believe how well they're edited. I can't believe how
Yes.
engaging the storytelling is
So
on it.
they're
Which
it's
ones
like
have you watched? Oh, sorry.
yeah. I'll just explain for Dr. Brick and Ralph and any of our listeners. It's like a docu series, usually with like a sports angle. So it's just like telling a story that hasn't been told.
Oh, yeah. I've
Of
seen
like a
promos for
pretty
that.
big like sports thing. So the first one I watched was the first one they released, which was
Manti-Teo.
the
Yeah.
girlfriend who didn't exist, the Manti Teo story, and it's all about that one is about Manti Teo, who was a college football player who on the same day his grandmother or grandfather, I think grandmother and girlfriend died, and that was like a big story, and he did really well in the game, and then months later it comes out that the girlfriend didn't exist. He essentially got catfished before catfishing was a thing. So he had this
Before
relationship.
it was in the common
Yeah.
vernacular.
Yeah, and I have so many thoughts about. I mean, now at the time, the person who catfished him is also in the documentary. Now is a trans woman. At the time, hadn't transitioned yet. So there's a lot to unpack, like about that and
Ton.
how that makes the trans community like. It's interesting. I think the reaction to it is pretty mixed, but it's cool
Right.
that he had her in it and that he was very set on like, if I'm telling the story, I also want her story and I want this person's story. Like I want it to be a fair, just like, here's what happened.
Right. Instead of the way the media portrayed it as Manti Teo, lying
Yes.
scammer, it's like you get to the real brass tacks of the story, which
Yeah.
was this very wholesome Hawaiian dude who thought he had a long distance phone girlfriend, but the phone girlfriend ended up being another football player who was catfishing him the entire time.
How
Yeah.
long was he being catfished?
Like what, a year or
2
two?
years or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the whole thing, like the girlfriend died, quote unquote, and then like months later the
did-
girlfriend called back
yeah,
and was like,
spoiler
I'm
alert.
still alive. Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
how did he find out that she died?
She a fake a relative.
She pretended to be a different family member. She could do like different voices and was
Yeah.
like, yeah. So anyway, lots of spoilers here, but that show is crazy.
Okay.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like
Ralph has so many questions. Now he's gonna go home and watch.
It's just a
like,
2-part.
I don't know if I can watch
series.
that because it's like, to me, it's like one of the things I'm thinking about a lot lately is just how insane. I mean, it's obvious, but how insane life can be. I mean, the documentary is awesome, but just the fact that the day this guy's grandma died, the other football player who was catfishing him, carrying on a long distance relationship, said, "I know what I'll do today. I'll tell this person, I'll convince them that I died. I'll interrupt their lives in that way." Maybe it was they felt it was their only recourse. Who knows what their intentions were, if it was out of malice or not? But just, it's insane how crazy life can be. And then it's also beautiful that this guy's moved on enough by now that he's like, I want to tell this story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it ends with him in such a holistic place about it. And it's the whole
beautiful.
each one is inspiring in different ways. That one because of forgiveness. But then there's the Caitlyn Jenner episode absolutely
seen that
fucked
one.
me up. I mean, that one and the Marty Fish episode. Did you watch the Marty
No.
Fish episode? Oh my god.
I need to watch. I think I've only watched the anti-tail.
Yeah. Oh, well, the Caitlyn Jenner one and the Marty Fish episode were both insanely inspiring in different ways. But the Marty Fisher one is basically about someone who's sort of coasting as a professional tennis player. And he's like good, but he's not the best. But he's
Yeah.
friends with a bunch of the best. And he's in a happy relationship. He's got the dog. He's got money. He's fine. And then he's like 27 or 28. And he goes, I've got potential in me still. I'm going to turn the freaking knob up. And he goes full Super Saiyan chaos. Like he going to bed at 7:30 every night, training hard, has a coach, dialing in the nutrition. He loses all this weight. He tones up and he starts winning. And then once he gets to the top of his winning game, he starts having insane panic attacks.
Whoa.
And so it's not only about him leveling up, it's about mental health. And so it's this two-pronged thing of like, what's the cost of getting to that level where you're controlling every variable? You know what the cost is? Is your brain is constantly trying to control every variable.
Woo.
Yeah. It's so good, though.
Oh, okay, I have to watch that one.
Too
Ralph? Are you okay, Ralph?
Ralph, hear the story and it hits too hard. Ralph, here's the story and it hits too hard. Ralph, here's the story and it hits too hard. And it hits too hard. And it hits too hard. When I tell the story and it is really gory, Ralph is like, too much, I don't want to hear that story. I do not want to know, I don't want to feel uncouth. I want a very tampered down of the entire truth.
What's up? What? I'm hurting. What the story, the discussion, it's excursion into minds, into stories, inspiration. Oh man, the places that it is taken.
Ralph, here's the story and it hits too hard.
Ralph, here's the story and it hits too hard. Ralph, here's the story and it hits too hard. And it hits too hard. And it hits too hard.
Stories got such meaning, got potential, got weight. Hit you right in your gut, hit you right in your face. And the ways you can relate, they can make you sick. They can make you grow, not let you quit. Man, which way is you going? Which way the road turns? Every road contains a bend if you go down further. And when you hit that bend, you turn around, you see the peak, you see canyons. You gon' leap it or you gonna retreat. Ralph, here's the story and it hits too hard. Ralph, here's the story and it hits too hard. Ralph, here's the story and it hits too hard. And it hits too hard. And it hits too hard.
Ralph, did you hear the one about that thing that makes you feel that way?
No. Did you hear the one about the person that has experience?
No. Did you hear the one about the dog that looks like a dog?
No. Or about the dog that looks like a man and the man looks like the dog?
And I heard them all. I was lying. I was trying to keep all the pain inside. But revelation comes for your ass. Change is demanding and you can't get past. Ralph, here's the story and it hits too hard.
I don't want to hear it.
Ralph, here's the story and it hits too hard. Ralph, here's the story and it hits too hard. And it hits too hard. And it hits too hard.
All right. Shall we get our suggestion for the improv portion?
Let's do it.
And Anna, can you back off the beatbox and the headphones a little bit? Feel like
Did we
there's,
finish giving Dr. Brick his kudos for the battle?
Yeah.
There's no
It's
amount
number
that's
16.
enough.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Probably keep talking about it. at some
Well,
point.
yeah.
Did you like celebrate in some way?
I don't know. I think it was just like I think my celebration was just coming down. It's a long weekend. It's like a whole
Yeah.
music festival essentially.
Right.
You're there for like
Song and
there
dance.
afternoon till the late night, and then it's like in Atlantic City, so there's always something happening. So I'm just like, think my relaxing is
Yeah.
my way to cool
That's your
down.
way?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my way to celebrate. Just like
Sounds
Wow.
like a
Yeah.
80-year-old woman's way of reward. It's kind of like, my reward was sitting down.
my girlfriend says I hit 30 way too soon. It's like I hate going to like clubs or like bars or anything
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
it's like I'd rather just stay home. and
Right.
Just,
Wait,
like,
real
kick
quick
back.
on that for 1 second. One of my best friends, Anne Marie, who some of you or all of you know.
Yeah.
Coolin'.
Cullen. So I don't think she'll mind me sharing, but Anne Marie's 58th birthday was yesterday. She's
Wow.
one of my best friends.
What?
I'm 31. She's 58. She
can't
sends me a
believe it.
text today. I kind of want to read it because it just made me laugh so hard. But she goes, I really can't. She's like, thank you so much for yesterday. You're the best. Like, I can't thank you enough for staying up past your bedtime. I know that that's hard. Like, and she genuinely, because I'm usually in bed by 10:30, and I'm like, the fact that a 58-year-old is like, thank you for staying up
Yeah.
past 11 for me. I'm like, I don't know any other person like. It's
That lady
just-
is inspiring.
It's just amazing. Like usually it's the
yeah.
opposite, you know.
Right,
It would
right.
be like I would be like,
She'd
thank
be
you
like,
for
"I'm
staying
on the
out.
out." Yeah,
Exactly. But
right.
she's like, I can't believe you stayed out so late for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colin, I mean,
the best.
Mel, do you think Colin is built different?
I do. It's that
Yeah.
Brooklyn. She's
Yeah.
born and raised in Brooklyn, and I feel like they
that's
just have
what it
different.
is.
Yeah, she's
Superpowers.
from Bay. No, not originally from Bay Ridge. She's from like Prospect Heights or
No,
Flatbush or
I forget where she grew up.
near the park, and then moved to Bay Ridge. And she's like, in my
Yeah.
neighborhood, it's firefighter, nurse,
Yeah.
firefighter, nurse.
Bensonhurst,
I
like
love Bay
Rockaway,
Ridge.
something like that. Down
I'm
there.
close
Anyway.
to Bay Ridge now.
Yeah,
The
crazy.
it reminded me. I just came from I also do a show at Radio Free Brooklyn. I just had to record a promo right before I came here to do this. And when I went in, there was another DJ who was coming in to record a promo.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was like, "Oh, I got a problem. I got like 10,000 records and CDs, and I'm getting kicked out of my apartment." And the guy was like, "I don't have any income." It was a very big problem, but
yeah.
I don't want to tell his whole story. I'm not going to give his name. I don't know his name. But the guy told me, I'll be 80 next week. I mean, he was wearing like a bright T-shirt, came in by himself. Was
Wow.
like, wow, what am I going to do? But he was so spry. He told me he's going to be 80 next week.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I mean, I know he's having a hard time, but like,
Right.
this guy is still so alive.
That's all. Dude's crushing avocados and 2-day fasts.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude.
Wild.
It's unreal. It's that New York. That New York
It's
keeps
that New
you.
York. I'm
It
telling you,
does.
it's that New York.
And it's the pulsing kind of, not to get like what we should start our improv zone, but like it is the fact that you still are living for something, right? You're waking up, I gotta do this, I gotta go this. You're surrounded by people. You're not like hyper lonely, even though New York is a very lonely city.
It is.
But New York, there is a pulsing vitality that does keep people young here. Yeah.
And you're forced to get those steps in.
Yeah.
You have to. You can't just hop in your car and go to the local Walmart. You got to. You got to get those steps in to get where you need to go.
Or unless you're like me and you Instacart. Oops.
All right. Shall
Yeah,
we?
they're not paying us.
No.
Bleep that. Yeah.
Bleep.
All right, and
Let's dive in.
Cool.
It never gets old.
It sounded a little like Anna this time. Publish. Okay, awesome. Okay, check it out. We shouting out. We're hanging out here at Random House.
We're at Random House. We're at Random House. We're at Random House. We're at Random House. Oh yeah, this is how every book's gotta start. I'm really pretty on the cover. I'm cover art. Yeah, you pick up a book and look at me, and I am the first thing that you do see when you look, when you're making all your book kind of decisions. I don't really know, but I have such precision. You wouldn't know it if you're looking close at the deets. But yeah, you pick me up and you say, oh, that looks sweet. I'm
the
cover
cover
art.
art. She's
I'm
the
cover
cover
art.
art. She's
I'm
the
cover
cover
art.
She's
I'm
the
cover art.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm the back of the book. I'm the bibliography. You know I am your friend's son. I am different than an addendum. I'm not the info that's out on top of the info. I'm the thing that tells you where to go for the info, yo. So you gotta look at that right there, and then you can find out, oh, that's where I look up pairs.
He's the bibliography.
Bibliography.
Bibliography. Bibliography.
I know the problem you're facing. You need more book recommendations. You read this book and you really loved it. Well, I got another that you're gonna also love it. Yeah, this is what you're gonna read. You want to read books about how to succeed? You want to read books about lemon meringue? You want to read fiction, science fiction? Here's your thing.
Book recommendation.
Book recommendation. Book recommendation. Book recommendation.
He's a
Yeah, we're hanging out here at Random House. We have perused your submission, and we are a little bit confused about the content of your novel. We see in the first chapter there's a little girl who befriends a penguin at the Bronx Zoo, and we thought that was endearing.
I've been working at the zoo many years, and I once saw, this is not I call it a novel, but it's really a nonfiction. I watched this thing happen. I watched a friendship happen between a penguin and a little girl. It happened 27 years ago. I can't stop thinking about it.
Well, I'm not doubting your pedigree as an employee of the Bronx Zoo, and I'm sure you did see a young girl befriend a penguin. But then the next chapter takes quite a left turn, and the Beatles show up.
Yes. I'm sorry, these are all true stories. It was 27 years ago. It was right after John Lennon died. It was the other three Beatles, and they showed up and they wrote a song about this friendship between this little girl and the penguin. It was never released.
Listen, Aldolfo, even if all these stories are true, I'm not sure that there's a cohesive, linear, literary line.
Is this going to be a long meeting? Because I got to get back to my shift at the zoo.
You gave a large donation to Random House so that we would even take this meeting with you. And I want to let you know that we're grateful for your submission, but it's probably going to be a pass.
Hey. You have a lot of friends.
Well, some of my friends have moved to the Bay Area, so I have one or two friends here in the city, and we occasionally grab a gin and lemon twist.
I seen the look you have in your eyes. You're wearing a polka dot shirt, and you got your hair swooped above your eyes.
I do.
I seen the look you have in your eyes before. I saw it 27 years ago in the eyes of a lonely, awkward, strange little girl. She walked in so gawky and strange to the zoo. I thought for sure this girl will never have friends. Even the monkeys threw poop at her.
Oh.
But man, she and that penguin locked eyes.
Oh. You're right. It was me. It was me. I was the one in the penguin. I was the one with the penguin. It was me, young Ophelia Burke.
Why did you pull away? Why did you run away from friendship? That's the only reason I wrote this, but I don't care if it gets published. I had to know the end of the story. This is the only way I could get a meeting with you.
How does it end? Oh, how does it end? How does it end? Oh, how does it end? How does it end? Oh, how does it end? How does it end? Oh, how does it end?
It's me, Adolfo, and I want to know, though, what happened to you and the penguin, yo? You were friends. You became pals, and then all of a sudden you stopped coming around. You had a friend for once in your life, and you weren't alone, and you didn't look all right then. You were once not popular, but you made a friend with a cold bird.
How does it end? Oh, how does it end?
Clap, clap.
How does it end? Oh, how does it end? How does it end? Oh, how does it end?
I want to know.
How does it end? Oh, how does it end?
Well, I have to be honest with you, Aldolfo, that I am feeling very insecure, though. I was one without friendins when I was young, and I so befriended the penguin, but then I got scared of connection, and I didn't know what to do. I did not have no pursue at the Bronx Zoo, so I pursued a literary path because I had those crooks inside of me, and I only befriended books.
How does it end? Oh, how does it end?
I'm single.
How does it end? Oh, how does it end?
Work is my
How
job.
does it end?
Work is my
Oh, how
life.
does it end?
I do not
How
have
does it end?
husband or
Oh, how
wife.
does it end?
I just want to. I'm just gonna show you what I have here in my duffel bag.
Oh my God, that's a bag of human remains.
This is
Oh,
my grandfather. I just happen to have this on me. I thought it would help you.
thank you.
I gotta put his ashes in an urn. He just died.
Thank you for being my friend, Adolfo.
Oh, okay. I gotta get back to the zoo.
Bibliography. Bibliography. Account management. Account management.
Accounts receivable.
Accounts-
Accounts payable.
Yes.
Accounts receivable. Accounts payable.
Wow, these vocal warm-ups are
Yeah.
really going to do wonders for us.
We're going to be so good in 12th night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are really going to be really good in 12th night.
I'm so excited to be acting again. It's been over a decade since I hit the stage, since I entered the limelight, and in due no short reason to you.
Well, I wrote this, and I thought of you first to star in it. This is mine.
Thank you. Yes, your
Yeah.
version of 12th night is truly.
When you say my version, you make it seem as though there's another version.
Oh, I think I'm a bit confused. So are you saying your play is called 12th Night, but it's not based on Shakespeare's 12th Night?
Never heard of him. This is purely mine, and if anything resembles anything else by somebody else, then that's pure coincidence. Coincidental. Coincidental.
You know, coincidental.
I just want to, sorry to bother you. I just
No.
want to make sure
Yeah.
we have to have a meeting about the how to do the special effects for the storm that shipwrecks you. And
Oh,
also,
yeah.
we got to do a costume fitting for
Yeah.
you so you can play your twin sister.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think that there's a confusion,
Thank
though,
you,
because
Rod.
these are all pieces from 12th Night by Shakespeare.
By me.
Yeah, they're in the play here.
I wrote those parts of the
Okay,
play.
so now there's
Also, the
more.
guy who's the Duke, the guy who's playing the Duke, he's outside. He's
Oh.
just, he's
Okay,
waiting for
great.
his time to come in.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, I have to be honest with you. You can't write an adaptation of a Shakespeare play and then not. You can't not give Shakespeare credit.
Have you ever seen the movie Yesterday?
Yes,
So I
but there's a
feel like-
premise there.
Yeah. I feel like we're having a similar moment.
But people know who Shakespeare is in this current reality.
Who?
All right, listen. I've known you for a long time, and we've been on all sorts of interesting trips together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You took me to Costa Rica,
Yes.
and it was not actually Costa Rica. It was a Costa Rican theme park.
yeah.
And
That's my favorite one.
you asked me if I wanted to go dog sledding in Alaska. So we went to Abu Dhabi
Yeah.
to an indoor winter park
Yes.
where there's dogs.
Well, that's where I wrote my movie Cool Runnings. That was where I came up with that concept. You remember?
I just think, Diego,
Yes.
that you need to embrace reality and that you didn't write Cool Runnings and you didn't write 12th Night.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry to barge in again. I
yes.
have, you wanted it's just a goatee and mustache set for you to put on your face.
Yes, I wanted that
Goatee and mustache.
because I am actually I am
Disguise.
Is your
I got
name
them
not
from the
actually
costume.
Diego?
Who am I? All right, give me the set. Let me
Okay.
put it on my face.
Oh, you look a lot like a.
I am William Shakespeare.
Diego was the bard. Diego was the bard. Diego was the bard.
Diego was the bard.
Diego was the bard.
Diego was the bard. Diego was the bard.
Oh, looking at me like what the heck? But you know that I'm the guy who wrote Macbeth.
Oh.
Yeah, I am fooling ya. And I also wrote Romeo and Juliet. Nope, Juliet. Yes, that was it. That was her name, and I could bet that play is gonna make me millions of dough because I'm the one who wrote those plays, yo.
Diego was the bard.
Diego was the bard. Diego was the bard.
Diego was the bard.
Diego was the bard. Diego was the bard.
Diego, he's a jabrona. He wrote Two Gentlemen of Verona. He really loves all archetypes of story. But the English have their gripes with Diego because they have their favorite writer. And that is something that you are igniting, sir, because you did not create those plays, but then you believe it for the rest of your days. Diego is the bard. Diego is the bard. Diego is the bard. Diego is the bard.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme, feel the rush. It's Diego time. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme, feel the rush.
It's Diego time.
Oh, here's a red stripe, my good friend. Oh, Diego, I heard you're Jamaican.
That's true. That is me. I starred in the Jamaican bobsled team.
Oh man, Diego, I have a question. I think your personality needs a suggestion. It seems like you have a personality disorder. I've also noticed you're an extreme hoarder.
Oh no! What are you gonna do, Diego?
No.
Are you gonna grow? Are you gonna change? Are you gonna start making things in your own name?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And I also sunk the Titanic.
Oh, Diego is the bard. Diego is the bard. Diego bobsleds hard. Diego is the bard. Well, are we still doing the production? Oh.
No.
I think I think if I read the right book, I think I'll be able to just figure things out. I think it's all just about the suggestion of book that I read. So I want each of you guys to recommend me. I'm not going to tell you what's going on with me, but I just want you to recommend me a book that's helped you in your life, and I'll decide if it can help me.
Yeah.
Well, you know that I've read Bossy Pants. You know that I've read it about 50 times, and I think Tina Fey is the end all be all of humanity in the good way. Yeah.
That's a great book recommendation.
Yeah.
That's a great recommendation. Tell me, what are some of the things you've learned in that book? Maybe that'll help me to figure out if I need to learn those same kind of lessons, because I'm facing a really difficult, tough set of problems that are just not. Some of them are things that can be fixed through mechanics and engineering, and some of them are deep and existential and spiritual. Tell me about what you've learned from that book.
I can sum up my lessons from that book in 3 words, and those 3 words are, it gets better.
Wow. That won't help me at all. Oh. That's not the book I needed.
Oh, okay. I really thought I would help. Okay.
What about you, Sanford?
Well, first I want to say that I'm really grateful for our book club, our self-improvement book club.
Yeah.
It really saves my life. I need it every week.
It helps me too. So I'm glad to know that you've been helped.
Yeah.
Second off,
I haven't been yet, but I think the hope that I will be helped is helpful, I guess. So I guess you're right. Just hoping that I will someday.
If you read enough books, you will get better. You'll become a better person.
Wow.
I have faith in you.
Wow.
Carl.
And books. Yes. Thank you, Sanford.
Sanford, what book would you say has helped you learn the most about learning the most?
Sorry. I think the book that helped me the most is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. Because Marie Kondo is this very effective small Japanese woman.
Ooh.
And when I read it, I feel like I can change my life too by asking myself, does this spark joy? And then if it doesn't, toodle effing ooh. And I throw it in a bag and I say goodbye. And my life is much simpler now.
That is
because
an
of
amazing
Marie Kondo.
book. One time I KonMari'd my underwear drawer, and then I solved a Rubik's Cube in 40 seconds. I felt like I could do anything that day.
Okay, Mensa genius.
It gets better.
Wow. Yeah. No, so I understand what you learn from that is to simplify and clear up your life and to get rid of things that aren't bringing you joy, and to even make that assessment and have that understanding, and to assess your life and assess the things in your life, and to clear up space not only in your living space, but in your maybe even in your mind and your spirit. Yes. To do that. That's what you're saying you've gotten from the book, among other things.
You can't make room. You can't have room for the essential if you don't have room for the essential.
Wow, you can't make room for the essential if you don't have room for the essential. Wow, that's really you've explained it clearly, and that sounds like a really enticing and interesting book and helpful book to read. That's not what I need at all. That doesn't help me.
So what book do you need?
I wish I knew. I wish I knew what book I need. Wish I knew what book I need. I wish I knew what book to read. I wish I knew what book I need. What book I need. What book I need. I wish I knew what book I need. I wish I knew what book I need. I wish I knew what book he needs. I need a book. I need to read. I need to grow. I need to succeed. I need to proofread. I need to edit my life. I don't get it. I'm trying to find a book that'll solve the riddles that are so hard, that'll turn the key to the lock, because I'm in my own mind stuck.
I wish he knew what book he needs. I wish he knew what book he needs. I wish he knew what book he needs. I wish he knew what book he needs.
Oh, come on, my book, loving brother. Have you read How to Win Friends and Influence Others? That's a good one. It changed my life. It got me a kid, and it got me a wife.
Any book by Dale Carnegie is gonna help you go on a living spree. There's one called How to Stop Worrying So Much and Enjoy Your Life. Have you heard of that one?
Oh man, I've heard of those both. I've heard how they really promote growth. I've heard how they have such practical ideas and they're so innovative and really bring cheer.
Well, speaking of growth, I say, what the heck? There's a book called Carol. It's called Mindset by Carol Dweck.
Oh man, what the heck? That sounds like a book that really has answers. That really makes your life go better. That sounds like a great book to read, except I don't think that's the book for me.
What does he need? What book does he need? What book does he need? What book does he need? What book?
Oh, it's People Magazine. That's the book I wanted to read.
Thank you for listening to the North Coast Podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, check out our Patreon and check us out at North Coast NYC on social media. On our Patreon, you can also find exclusive show clips, early ticketing events, and one-on-one rap lessons. So please support North Coast, and thanks for listening to the podcast.